The violin alarm goes off. The covers goes off. I walk up from bed. I go to where my phone is, and whoosh, 5 a.m. Sunday, 5 a.m. Wow, a lot of energy this early in the morning, huh? Okay, the day after, now it's Monday, 5 a.m. Ooh. Alright, let's go. Go to the kitchen, take out the food that I'd made the day before, put it in a bag. Oh shit, it's raining. Oh fuck. Take out my rain clothes. Walk out the door, unlock my garage door, take my bike, and poof, fuck, it's raining. Of course it is. I have for the past 2 weeks been working a job of some kind. There is a lot of secrecy involved in this job, so I can't really tell the details or about my colleagues and so on, but basically I'm outside, I am taking out weeds, I am tidying up the place around the city here. The city next over from where I live, so I have to take the train early morning, take the bike and so on. And the job starts at 7. Nice. Some people don't even wake up then, but I have to be at my job there. So, yep, 5 a.m. wake up, that's what it is. Doesn't get easier. 2 weeks later, same. Same shit. Same grogginess ass. Same, oh, I'm gonna adapt to 5 a.m. eventually. It's been 2 weeks, nothing fucking changed. So, I go to job. I put on some audiobook or whatever to make it easier. And I work. I take out weeds between the buildings, between the these things here, to make them look good or whatever. I'm cutting those. I'm scrubbing. I'm taking out all the weeds, of course, but that's basically what I'm doing. And it goes well. We work, we do a good job, you know, me and my colleagues. I'm the mini junior, I'm doing well. They call me mini junior. New recruit, I didn't think it would ever get any, We're like 3-4 people, we're doing a lot of areas, different days, and then the boss came, he's like, oh, you're not behind, no. You're in such a good tie. You're, what is it called? The opposite of being in due. Fucking man. We're doing better than expected, right? We're ahead of schedule. We're ahead of schedule, so because you guys are ahead of schedule, why don't you do this extra little thing here? Meaning, when we do our job good, when we do better than expected, we get new work. Meaning, we get punished when we do too much, and we do too little. They're annoying us, they're having extra attention, they're looking at what we're doing, and so on. So basically, doing too much is stupid. You're not valued for your work, you're only valued for your time. You're like a little slave who just being there makes you feel busy. Being busy is supposed to be a really good thing. Wow, being busy. It's super good. Wow. Ahead of schedule or behind schedule, both get punished. Ridiculous. And so, there is no merit involved whatsoever. It's just that your time, just being there. You have to clock in at this time and clock out at that time. Yeah, it makes sense. But the fact that we're not valued by that we're ahead of schedule, that ahead of schedule means more work, for other people who are behind schedule, meaning you're getting punished. Oh, it's a reward to help other people. Well, if you've been here for 10 years, let's just say you're somewhat tired of this shit. Right? You lose that spark and hope after a couple of days because you realize how fucking stupid it is. Wow. So basically, it doesn't matter if you're doing good or not. You're just stuck there. That's what it is. It's ridiculous. Right? I have entered slavery and I see why it's so ass. It takes you like 2 hours to commute there. And then you're there for 9 hours. Nice. Right? And then when you do merit, so when you do a good job, you get punished. Wow. Nice incentive. Damn. Holy, it's so messed up. And then when I think about what we as humans need, like what we as human needs, what we need to survive, guess what that is? It is food, shelter, and I guess to survive our family line and to survive longer, to live through, whether it's vicariously through someone or not, to live longer, it's reproduction, it's food, and it's sleep. That's what we need, right? To continued survival and full health, right? We need the best, we need the food, raw meat, cooked meat, we need meat, we need that, we need nutrients, we need sleep, we need reproduction, right? That's what we need basically. But food and sleep for yourself, what you need the most for health, and that's all. Like that's what why you're working. You want the money, because if I were to tell you that, would you still work here if you had all the money in the world? No. Because after all the arguments I have put down, the only thing left you can say is, oh, but it pays the bills. That other business thing is not guaranteed to pay the bills. You see? Not guaranteed. It's all money, right? Pays the bills. That's why you gotta do it. It pays the bills. Well, if you can pay the bill without working, would you work? No, you wouldn't. You would never do that. Because why would you literally put someone else's fucking... You're putting your faith, your life in someone else's hand. Literally, you're putting it in their hands. Right? Because all you need is food and shelter. So really, you need enough for house or whatever. Wi-Fi maybe if you... And then electricity and heating and whatever you need. And then food, and that's it. That's all you need, really. And so, even on a bad hunt day, it doesn't take 5-6 hours. You're working 12-hour hunt per day, every day, 5 days a week. It doesn't take that long. In fact, it could take a couple of hours. Imagine you having a good hunt. Then you have a whole week's worth of food. Right? A whole week's worth of food. And then shelter. Well... cutting wood in the forest, but no, there are laws against, because someone owns a forest, because apparently someone can own it, some imaginary, you can own it, right? Own it. It doesn't look like anyone owns this tree. In my eyes, I see a, it's called björk in Swedish, I don't know, oak. I think it's oak. I see an oak. I don't see anyone owning it. Maybe there are animals inside, but you know, there is no stopping me from just... I have a motor saw, like a, what is it called? Motor saw. What is it called in English? Chainsaw. I've got a chainsaw education, whatever. I know how to use a chainsaw, right? I got the permission, right? Because I did the utbildning, the education of sorts. So I cut down the tree. I could. There's no one stopping me. But there is a imaginary law, right? Right? Something written down on a paper, on a man-made language that makes no sense, that no one ever who doesn't learn the language at an early age would understand it, meaning it's not even real. It's like a delusion on a paper that you learn to be this language. Now, this is law. Like, this is the law of nature, even though the law of nature is 1 billion years old, but your little new law that you decided was a law is now law. So now I cannot cut down the forest for imaginary reasons. And now I cannot hunt food because I need a license to hunt or whatever. So I cannot be, it's impossible to be self-sufficient because the only means of doing so needs a license or whatever, which is money and time and blah, and then you need to go out school, you need to do this, you need to do something that doesn't exist in order to do something that does exist, which makes no sense at all. So you cannot be self-sufficient. But there is hope though, there's hope. I need to tell you this, there's hope. It is huge, This is the positive part, the mega positive part. The first time in human history, today, it is possible to escape slavery. And yeah, I'm in slavery. You're slaving for a wage, you're slaving for money, which is societal thing in the society. So it's not even, it's only real when you're in society. Maybe you have heard about audiobooks where there's specific coins or specific coin on that world. There's different coins in every world. Maybe it's gold, maybe it's named something different, It's not real. If it's different, it's not real. Because if something is real, it will never change. Meat will always be meat, this will always be meat, air will always be meat, oxygen will always be oxygen. Oh, but it has a different income, it has a different kind of money. It's a societal value thing. It's valued, subjective value in different situations. Subjective value, you know what subjective means, right? It's your own interpretation of its value, right? Your own subjective. It's not objective. So money is not objective value. It is a subjective value. As most things in nature does have a somewhat different subjective value, but meat and sleep and whatever no one can take away from you because it has always value. Anyways, there is hope because what I'm doing right now, what do you think I'm doing? What is this? Content, education, video? Yeah, all of those. And it is possible to escape slavery because the only reason I'm here, there's no law to be here. The only reason I'm here is to pay the bills and food. But if you already had all the food and bills and house, then there is no law that forces you to work, meaning I can have full freedom if I just have enough money every month. You see, it's that easy. Meaning, if I make money in some other way, but it's a line or whatever, this is a really good way, right? Then it is possible to escape, right? That's the crazy thing. You're spending weird shit, you're doing things you don't want to do, forcing you to do. Bro, I want to have full control of my own life. I am God, I'm noble. Why should I be here? Like, what the fuck, man? I'm the best. I might have an ego. I might have a really fucking ego, but I don't want to fucking do what I don't want to do. Because I don't want to dehumanize myself. I'm becoming less and less intuitive every day. I'm having shit sleep, but I'm surviving, and I'm gonna be like, it's normal to not get perfect sleep. When I wake up 5 a.m., it's normal, it's bullshit. I cannot, I want full freedom now. Full freedom. And I cannot get that when someone else has my fate in their hands. I want to have my own hands. They're mine. They're my birthright. Let me use them for what I need them for. Not anything else. You see? So there's hope. That's why I'm so excited, because there is a way. It is possible. It is very possible. And so I'm getting further motivated. The more shitty it is, the more motivated I am. There's one positive part though about this. Because that it's bad, I get more motivation to do it, yes. But I also get stories that might help my content, I am living the life. I'm here, I'm making content while I'm raining on my ass. And it's cold and I have a break and I have to go back soon. I can't even do the video as long as I want to. But you see, there is a way. That's the hope. That's where the hope is. And so watch this video then when you need hope. You fool. I'm basically talking to myself in this video, but watch this again. This is what you need in a period of when you're low, in any period, you need this. Watch this when you need hope again.